What's going on, world? NRW, Nerds of the World, back again for another week of entertainment picks. I'm Kuya P, and as always, I'm joined by my pal, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. I hear that. I know you've been busy, you've been traveling, so you probably haven't been able to get anything new in between that time, or were you able to
No,
squeeze anything to enjoy while you
uh,
were away?
my husband and I started watching. It was one of the biggest anime of 2023. Shangri-La Frontier. My husband finally decided he wanted to start doing that, which means that we're still not watching our normal horror stuff. But that's going to change this week. We have to get into horror. I'm missing it. It's a safe place. It's a safe place. It's a good place, and I don't like being in it. But we binged all 24 episodes of that anime. Plus the new series, the new season just began, so we watched the first one of the new season. A little bit more of my husband's kind of show than mine, but it's been fun. It's very video gamey. And if you ever have gamed in the past, it's for a very general statement. You get a lot of the references. It's a very like realistic version of VR. And it's or what VR could be, what it should be. How someone who has played games in the past has played. It's just a fun way to look at an anime through a video gaming perspective. Whereas a lot of anime are based in video games, but it feels like a new world. It doesn't feel like a video game. So it's kind of funny. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but I can definitely get how it was the most popular in 2023 for sure. Yeah, but that's kind of it. That's and literally I had to watch for those of you who are following and make sure you do. We're doing episode by episode reviews of Agatha all along. I was so busy last week. It is Monday as of this recording, and I was not able to catch last week's Agatha until literally today. Don't tell my husband; he does not know that I watched it without him.
Awesome. So stay tuned for our review. Hopefully, her husband John doesn't catch that. I think I'll hold off. Tell me when, and I'll post it.
I will watch it tonight together, and I'll
Okay.
that way the
So it'll be up
timeline
this week.
intersect. Yeah.
Well, since you haven't been watching horror, Heather, I don't know if you recall, like last week, I binged up on all of Terrifier,
Mhm.
All Hallows Eve, Terrifier 1 and 2. Well, I caught Terrifier 3, and my thoughts were it was more the same. If with all the that fuss about people are throwing up at the beginning, I'm like, you must not have watched the previous Terrifiers because they are blood and guts, everything. It's perfect. It's perfect in regards to slasher. It's in form, if you will. So I enjoyed it. If you want to call that enjoyment, which is still feels kind of weird because it is very brutal slasher, and they delivered on that. And another great installment in the series. I really was happy that they killed off. Well, spoilers, a certain wrestler that I cannot stand. He's a bit of a learning tree, if you will. Hint, hint. So I was happy for that because he's a evil person. But yeah, I enjoyed the new latest Terrifier that is out there and caught up with that. Also, I can talk about these because there's going to be interviews coming up on the channel this week. One is already dropped already. Been watching a lot of screeners, if you will, and a lot of times Heather and I can't talk about it for a while. But I'm not giving a review right now, so because they're tied to interviews. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. Um,
Ooh.
Drops in February of next year, 2025. Although it made its North American premiere at the Animation is Film Festival over the weekend in LA, I got to speak with director Peter Braungart, who is also the creative director over at Looney Tunes and is also the creator of Uncle Grandpa. It was great to talk to him. He's a really cool cat. Had a nice like 15-minute interview with him talking about how he's leading the charge of Looney Tunes now, and a great conversation with him. I also caught Ghost Cat on Zoo, which will be releasing, I believe, at the end of the month or maybe early November. It's a anime from Japan about a cat and a young girl who goes to well, it's about a young girl whose father kind of drops her off with her granddad, and there's a cat, a ghost cat that lives there, and they get befriended and they go on a little adventure here and there. It's a very emo kind of a anime that I'm not very familiar. I haven't really seen these kind of animes before. Maybe slice of life is what you call them. But it was really charming and heartwarming. And I really enjoyed it. And it's based off a manga. And I got to speak with the director, Yoko Kuno, who is known in the anime world of the style of rotoscoping. Had a great conversation with her through an interpreter. Look for that interview dropping this week. And what else? Oh my God. Die Alone. Heather had a conversation with Lowell Dean and Douglas Smith. That interview, I just got done editing it. That'll be posting soon. So shout out to Heather. That great interview will be up, and that's a thriller zombie film. I didn't say it. You saw it, Heather.
I wouldn't call it a thriller. It's a zombie-esque film. It's kind of zombie adjacent, but it's primarily a romance story. It's primarily a love story. So is there a little bit of gore to it? Yeah, but it's really not that much. So if you're kind of one of those people who don't like zombies but can kind of handle a little bit of gore, you'll get it. It's once again, it's kind of zombie adjacent.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you, Heather, for that interview. I also spoke with the writer-director of Nickel Boys, and that's dropping. It was supposed to drop at the end of this week. It was going to be one of my picks, but the date got moved up into November. So look for that interview with the director, and I will also be, hopefully, fingers crossed, we had to reschedule Anjanou Ellis-Taylor, who's in that film as well, who was also in Exhibiting Forgiveness recently, as well as The Deliverance and the Supremes film. She's been killing it this year. She's one of my favorite actors going right now, and she's phenomenal in Nickel Boys. But Nickel Boys is a great film. I had initial thoughts coming out that's already posted up on the channel. I believe that's another film that is going to be in the awards season talk show conversation, and definitely in my top 10 list. So a bunch of content, basically, is what I'm saying, both from Heather and yours truly. Look for all that. I've been just editing my butt away and watching a lot of different things, and there's more on the way. So yeah, but we've got some picks for y'all, and some of these may be tied to some interviews as well coming up very soon. We're putting in that work, y'all. So let's get right to it. If you're ready, Heather.
Sure.
All right, first up, Melissa Barrera. We love her from the latest version of the Scream franchise, if you will, although she dropped after this last one. She did these new two, right?
She didn't drop. She didn't drop.
Yeah, she didn't drop. That's right. Let's correct yourself. She would have liked to have been on it, but there's also some shenanigans, right? There was some, I can't remember. There was some stuff
we're going to leave it. We are never afraid to get political on this conversation, but there's also certain things that we cannot talk about. For primarily because of our jobs and where we live. So I'm going to say that she did not lose that job, or she did not leave that job. She lost it. She lost out an opportunity, and honestly, the Scream franchise there's a detriment to that. So
well said, because we love ourselves some Melissa Barrera. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, she has this new project called Your Monster. We're gonna check it out right now. Big fan of Melissa Barrera. Let's check it out, Heather.
Do it.
Package for Laura Franco.
Do you mind if I really need a hug right now.
I don't know if I'm...
Oh! I really needed this.
You know what, I get it.
You broke up with me.
And now my life is over.
I know, it sucks. Eat some pie.
I'm disgusting.
Sleep. And don't cry. Don't cry.
Hello?
What's up? You got 2 weeks. After that, you're out of here. You pack your bags and get out.
What'd you do last night?
I read. I went over lines.
Play a different song!
But something really weird is happening at home.
Someone's annoying right now!
Can we talk about it?
I can't. I gotta go to karate. I love you so much.
You two know each other?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
We're together for 5 years and I just messed it all up.
The prick broke up with you when you were in the hospital. I can't do it.
I need time for me.
I could threaten to eat him if that would help. I mean, I could eat him. It would literally take me like 2 seconds.
There's this Halloween party, and maybe you'd like to come with me.
Are you asking me out on a date?
No.
Well, I'm not gonna leave the house.
Fine.
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 I saw you with her, but for some reason, I still love you, and I don't want you anymore.
He doesn't love you the way you deserve to be loved.
What do you know about how I deserve to be loved? Look at me!
I'm looking at you.
Look!
From this angle, I can see your back and your face simultaneously. That's how much I'm looking at you.
I'm a mess!
No, you're not.
I'm a disaster!
Oh.
Cute. Heather, what do you think of your mocks there? I'm surprised we didn't do a earlier trailer reaction to that yet.
I feel like a lot of these like smaller films, we've also been kind of getting behind on our trailer reacts. We've had a lot to do.
Yeah.
But like I feel like we've also been missing out on a lot of these movies have just been kind of sliding like underneath. Like I'm not even seeing that much on Twitter, and I want to kind of blame this. And yes, it's going to be Twitter for the rest of your life. Dead name it till Elon gets it. We're used to seeing these great trailers online constantly, and I'm really you can really see how the election has impacted so much. Not getting into it once again, we don't need to get into it here. But it's one of those where it's I'm a little bit more political online than you are, but it's one of those where it's usually between everything, even during some of the heavier times, you get those movies, you get the conversations, you see those videos. I honestly haven't seen much at all.
Yeah.
To be fair. So it's like these movies are just coming out and nobody's hearing about it. And it might just be because the elections in general are very tumultuous times for, fiscally, for jobs, for everything. So I'm going to blame this on the election. I'm going to blame us not doing a react on the election.
I agree. Yeah. Speaking of, like, every year, like, my neighborhood decorates for like Halloween. No one has decorated this year, which is insane. But I understand. It's my year. I'm the Halloween decorations guy in this household. And I have tons of Halloween stuff. I think I told you, like, every Spirit Halloween, as it gets ready to close out for the season, I go buy up and stock up. And I haven't done anything, but because of this everything.
This year feels a lot like 2020. And I know we're getting distracted, guys. Sorry, we'll talk about the movie in a second. But there was a statement online that I saw, and I've made the comment on this channel that it's too fucking early for Christmas. It's just too goddamn fucking early for Christmas. But we are seeing just this increased amount of people just feeling like they can't connect to the Halloween holiday. They can't connect. And so there are some people that are like, you know what, I'm going to put up my fucking Christmas tree to get myself in a spirit of any way, shape, or form. And you know what? If you need to break your habit and do something like put up your fucking Christmas tree in the middle of October to feel something, to feel like you can break out of that, like that, all of the darkness that's kind of overshadowing everybody right now, especially as the election is kind of coming down on us. By the way, not talking about it. Go ahead and go and vote. It doesn't matter who the fuck you vote for. Well, it does.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Jill Stein can go fuck herself. Do not vote independent. You are literally throwing your vote away. You are literally throwing your vote away if you vote for her. She is awful. Don't do it. But go vote. It's your right. It's your voice. Do your thing. And once again, literally, I am not saying that on any side other than against Jill Stein. But if you need to do something to break yourself out of this habit, out of this deep, deep depression that so many of us are feeling right now, because I'm the same way. My husband and I, we have kittens, and we're trying to get our decorations out to see if the kittens are finally old enough for us to put stuff out. And it took me almost I'm usually one of those people that I have I have my Halloween decorations up in August, and it took me into October this year. If you need to put your fucking Christmas tree up to get yourself to feel a little bit more connected to your environment, to the year, fucking do it. Do whatever you need to do to put yourself in a good mental place, especially right now.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. Back to the movie.
So Your Monster.
Yeah.
Looks super cool. Kind of came out of nowhere, but like you said, for probably many reasons. But I'm super excited. And possibly whether Heather and I might be available sometime this week, there's a little junket going on and we may have some interviews. So stay tuned. I don't know if I'll be available, so maybe Heather might be available. We can see if we can support each other. But just love Melissa Barrera, and that just looks pretty cute. It looks funny. Got a little bit of everything in there. Romance.
It's very,
horror.
what was the Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Very Beauty and the Beast, but not copyrighted because the Disney Corporation owns it.
Definitely. So stay tuned, and we'll talk all things Your Monster hopefully very soon about it. Because I also asked for a review screener, so fingers crossed, and also some interviews. So moving on, this week talking about a little bit about an election, if you will. There's a certain film that talks about appointing a new overseer, if you will, possibly the head of the church, and it's very election-esque in its way. It felt really kind of cool and interesting to come out around this time about making the right choice. So shout out to the creative team and production company timing this release with the election. I'm talking about Conclave, y'all. Ralph Fiennes coming to theaters this week. Here we go.
The Pope is dead. The throne is vacant.
The conclave begins now. We're about to choose the most famous man in the world.
And 1.25 billion souls watching.
I'd say this is a pretty fair vision of hell. Well, don't be blasphemous, Ray. Hell arrives tomorrow when we bring in the cardinals.
No sane man would want the papacy.
Some of our colleagues seem to want it.
Another cardinal has just turned up. He was never on our list.
He has to be an imposter.
You look anxious. Everything under control.
Where did you get this?
The Holy Father was spying on all of us.
You should be careful, Thomas.
Although we sisters are supposed to be invisible, God has nevertheless given us eyes and ears.
What did you discuss with the Holy Father in that final meeting?
The arrangements were made in Paris.
I shall pretend this conversation never took place.
But it has taken place. This is a conclave. It's not a war.
It is a war. And you have to commit to a side.
Why did the Holy Father, in his last official act as Pope, choose me to run this conclave?
The reasons would become clear soon enough.
All right. Find out my friend Carla got the big quote in there, hands down, best picture of the year. I don't know if I'd say best picture of the year, but definitely one of the year's best. Suspense thriller in every sense of the word, brilliant acting, great ensemble. But don't watch it at like 10 a.m. in the morning like I did at a screener and, with little coffee, little food in you, because there's not a lot of action. This is all about just conversations and making decisions and making the best decision and the right decision. So there's not a lot of wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's just a lot of great acting and making the right choice. And again, like I said, timely to this political environment that we're in right now with the election. But yeah, great performances. And I don't know if I'll have a full review up on the channel. I did my thoughts when I came out. But definitely one of the year's best. I know I've said that a lot, Heather.
Yeah, you got a long list of 10.
I've been putting together my top 10. I still have a pretty good. I think it's actually still less than 10 in the top 10.
Okay.
So I got to figure out these nominees and see where everything is sitting at. But what do you think of Conclave?
It looks interesting for the fact that you said that it's not all that action-packed, but it seems like whoever created that trailer wanted to make it sure seem like it's action-packed.
Sure did, right?
Yeah. I love Ralph Fiennes. I love him. He's an incredible actor. He plays one of my favorite character. He has one of my favorite lines ever in any film. If you ever, anyway, go see In Bruges. It's amazing. I love that movie. You're a fucking inanimate object. Okay, anyway, I'm done with that. And him and Stanley Tucci together, like
Tucci, brilliant. Tucci,
I love him. He's the only member. He's the only straight man that has a gay card, but it's one of that's permitted a gay card. I love his documentaries. He's an incredible cook. He's an incredible person, or at least he seems like he's an incredible person. They just seem like powerhouses together in a movie. And I'm really I'm interested. This does seem like one of those movies that if you're one of those people that's okay with a long paced film, this is something you'd want to see in theaters. If not, this seems like one of those movies that's really good, like with a cup of tea, like in the afternoon, where it's like, you know what, I just want to sit back, relax, and watch a film. And if I need to, I can stop it. Like that's what this type of movie is. It's if I don't want to watch it in the theater because I'd like to pause it if I need to. You know?
Yeah, I would actually suggest that. Although our theaters are dying, and I'm about supporting the theaters as well, but I couldn't disagree about, it's a good chill type of movie at home. Because man, I was dying. I was like, I need some coffee, but I didn't want to get up. And yeah,
we can't leave. It's not.
Yeah, I've got to do my homework. I've got to do my work right now. This is work right now. I have to screen this. Yeah, but a great acted film. It definitely has some slow parts, and you're just watching these people kind of make a decision, but really hit home on the importance of choosing our leaders and having good convictions and who's best for everyone, not for a certain group of old select people, for everyone. And yeah, but we don't get on soapboxes here, Heather. We don't. So let's take this last dance of this show and head over to Venom: The Last Dance. You ready?
Sure.
All right.
I'm with you to the end.
This is your captain speaking. If you look out to your left, you'll see a beautiful view of the Grand Canyon.
Told you we could fly!
Oh, the Conclave did
Jesus Christ! Where did they shoot? You're not going to like this.
No, I can absolutely guarantee you I'm not gonna.
My home has found us.
Who sent that thing?
My creator.
Of course.
The symbiotes didn't come here by accident. They were running.
From what? What's his name then?
No! No! We have something he needs. As long as Venom lives, everything will end.
What are we doing?
We need a disguise.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
Why do you keep knocking people out? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, baby, it's a while.
We've come a long way, you and me. But we are strong.
This world can't survive if you stay together.
Oh, baby, it's a while.
But I need him. You're bad people.
Yeah, we are.
Always remember you.
There comes a time in every man's life where you have to make a sacrifice.
Eddie, I'm with you to the end.
No, this is all the money that we have.
What is this feeling? It's like
This feeling?
It's like all of my problems have gone away.
I think you broke my foot.
Eddie, I need more money.
Venom: The Last Dance, Heather, arriving this week to theaters. What do you think about Venom: The Last Dance, Heather?
I've got my skepticals on for this one for sure. Primarily because they've already kept up. So number one was bad, not on purpose. Number two was bad on purpose. And it's hard to keep that momentum, to keep disquality at a quality rate. I'm hoping, I really, really hope that it ends on a good note. I think that no matter what, as long as they have fun and as long as people can have fun watching this, it's going to go down as the best, worst comic books franchise that we've had. But I'm curious. I am very curious to see it. Venom has been an experience to behold. That's all I'm going to say.
Well said, Heather. At my Conclave screening, a fellow critic friend of mine, who was also interviewed on the channel because he's also a creator, told me that this particular film is his most anticipated of the year because he actually enjoys the Sony Marvel products more than the MCU product. And I was like,
Who?
what? I was literally blown away. And he's like for him it's akin to the comic closer than the Marvel MCU stuff is.
No, it's not.
Girl, I was like speechless. I won't say who because I don't want to put people on blast.
Okay.
But I was just literally speechless, Heather, because I echo your sentiments. I thought one was okay, decent. I'm a fan of Tom Hardy, and I thought, he did good there. Second was quite garbage. But
it was on purpose. It was garbage on purpose, so it fulfilled the prophecy. So,
and with this one, I've already gone on the ride for 1 and 2. And I'm a particular fan of Mrs. Chen, who is our convenience store clerk that Venom, Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy is a friend with. And look on the channel this week, y'all, for my interview with Mrs. Chen, aka Peggy Lou. So yeah, I'm intrigued by it, but apparently there is a market for these films, Heather, with other creatives out there, and I'm just literally mouth aghast. I don't understand.
I don't get
but
that.
You know what? If it makes them happy, I'm happy when these things, there's not everything is going to be for everyone. So if this is what makes other people happy and stops them from doing ridiculous stuff, more power to them. Here's your Venom. Not for me, but as long as you enjoy it, I'm happy for you. There's something out there for everybody. But yeah, I was like, okay, we're not on the same level right here. We're on different pages, but I'm happy for you. So Venom: The Last Dance, Your Monster, and Conclave. An interesting eclectic mix of picks this week, Heather. What do you think? What do we give it this week?
This is kind of a weird week.
Yeah.
I kind of want to give it like a 3/4. And it's primarily because even with Venom, I feel like nothing is super standoutish. And I'm saying that as a positive. Like I'm trying to be Venom to me is garbage, but it's good garbage. So like I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just I feel like this week is giving us like moderate stuff. It's not giving us anything that could really scream excitement. Like all of these movies, yes, including Venom, but I also have a really nice setup at home. I'd watch at home. I'm not run. I haven't run to see a Sony Marvel film in a decade and a half.
Yeah.
But it's a mostly good week. Nothing bad, just nothing
jumping for joy. I think. Yeah. Because like I saw Conclave. I don't think I would have saw Conclave personally on my own. film about religion and choosing the next pope, pass me. Although the acting, everything looks good, it looks suspenseful, and I did see it, and it is quote unquote one of the year's best. But would I watch it again? To be honest, no.
You want to know? It's actually
kind of
really
long and boring, and it's about old white men choosing a pope.
Well, what's even worse is your opinion of it compared to what we saw in the trailer are two very different things. If you hadn't have said that, I could have potentially gone into that film thinking, oh, it's kind of this thriller-esque Pope thing, and I would have been honestly disappointed. Like, that's what's even worse about that. It's like, I love the actors in that film, but if I saw the trailer if I went in blind, I think I would have walked out of that like, what did I just spend money on?
Yeah. Are you feeling it's like action packed and all that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, because there was like explosions and
yeah.
like going down the stairs image. That's very thriller-esque, and it's just like, did these people just create a trailer based off of the fact that it's Halloween season then? Like,
yeah. It's anyway. All suspense. And again, great acting, brilliantly shot, suspenseful, but I saw this at 10 in the morning, and even if I think I had caffeine, there's not a lot going on other than conversations and just the build up to this decision of making the Pope. Your Monster, looks cute, but nothing I would rush to the theater, to be honest, even as a big fan of Melissa Barrera.
Yeah.
There's not enough wham bam explosives, which is what drives you to the theater. It looks like just a cute film to see at home.
Very made for TVE.
Yeah. So, and then Venom is the big one that drives you to the theater, but we already have bad taste in our mouths from the previous Venoms. So yeah, I'm definitely with you on it. Like not sideways, but like about that 3/4 with you. Yeah. All right. There you go. Those are our vibes, y'all, on the latest week of releases. If there's anything we missed, let's talk about it in the comments below. But if you're not tuning into Agatha all along, we are big fans, and we're getting ready to record our review of the next episode. That we can definitely recommend, and that's so exciting. So there you go. Go check that out. Go check out all the other interviews, like I said, dropping on the channel this week. A lot of content coming your way, people. I'm Kuya P. That's Heather Hurt. We're out. Until next time. Peace. All right.